Lord Advocate, white, 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 white.
You want to know the views of Scotland's potential next First Minister?
But actually having more Pakistanis and South Asians sitting in the corridors of power making the decisions.
There you go. He wants more Pakistanis in the corridors of British power. Why? His father's already told you.
Time will come that there will be a law in place all over the world that there can be no disrespect to our beloved Holy Prophet.
A country that gave the world Sir Isaac Newton, Charles Darwin, Stephen Hawking, David Hume, John Locke, Adam Smith. And this is what is being reduced to? All right, folks, this is Harris Sultan. You know the old saying, those who stand for nothing fall for anything? Some say Alexander Hamilton said it. Others credit a Scottish preacher. Honestly, it doesn't matter who said it. What matters is, no words better describe today's Britain. Just 75 years ago, the British people pulled off one of the greatest miracles in human history. They rallied behind Churchill. They stood alone against Hitler's Third Reich, without the then isolationist Americans, without anyone. And they held the line. They fought for their land. They fought for their values. They fought for their civilization. But today, their descendants, in just under a century, are throwing it all away. This isn't immigration. This isn't diversity. This is a civilizational suicide. It's not happening by accident. It's happening because the British people stopped standing for anything. And now they're falling for everything. Take a look at this. The mayor of Brighton. He's a Bangladeshi Muslim who can't even speak English properly.
Thinking you're not getting enough energy, you must look what is your food, what is your body need. Your body, you are putting energy in an office, in a working place, but you're not giving enough for yourself. How could be you happy? You forget the materialistic life, you forget the car, big swimming pool, you big house. You must look after your health.
And you're telling me that in all their wisdom, the people of Brighton chose this guy? Is this the end goal of democracy? In one of the whitest cities in Britain, there wasn't a single other person who could win an election against this guy? Here's the ethnic breakdown of Brighton and Hove. Over 80% white, less than 10% Asian or British Asians. And yet, they picked him? Now, I'm not criticizing his ethnicity or even his poor English, even though I should. But just one look at him tells you exactly what set of values he brings with him. Just ask him what he thinks about LGBTQ rights or women's roles in modern life. And yet, this is what they picked. I mean, at least with Sadiq Khan, he's clever. He can charm you, fool you if you're not careful. But this guy? I don't even have the words. And sadly, he's the least of your worries. Meet Mufti Hamid Patel. No, he's not the new Minister for Women's Rights in Afghanistan. He's the interim head of the British Schools Regulator. That's right. He's in charge of what's being taught to your kids in British public schools. And just look at him. His getup alone tells you enough about the values he holds. Before being parachuted into this interim role, he was the man behind Britain's Star Academies, a chain of Islamic faith schools. Schools where topics like LGBTQ rights, gender roles, and modern civic values are all filtered through the lens of Islamic teaching. Some of their policies, you ask? Well, encouraging girls to wear hijabs outside school, banning un-Islamic images from student stationery. Girls shouldn't even be forced to wear hijabs inside British schools, let alone being forced to wear them outside schools. Creeping Sharia on British soil. That's what it is. Plain and simple. Faith schools should be banned outright, let alone their leaders being rewarded with top positions in the mainstream education system. But make no mistake, he's only an interim regulator for now. Maybe they're testing the waters, seeing if anyone protests. And since the British public is fast asleep, don't be surprised when he is made permanent. Okay, so you're electing uneducated mayors, Taliban-esque school regulators, but what about the justice system? The very backbone of any society. Remember during World War II when a journalist asked Winston Churchill if Britain was still open for business? Churchill didn't ask about banks or shops. He asked, are our courts still functioning? The answer was yes. So Churchill replied, then Britain is still working. Such is the importance of law and the rule of law itself. Now, meet Britain's Secretary of State for Justice, British Pakistani Muslim Shabana Mahmood. Okay, at least she doesn't dress like the last two. No Taliban cosplay. Maybe she's a moderate Muslim. Maybe a proud defender of British values. Well, to be fair, there's not a lot to go on, except one key line from her. My Islamic faith is the core of who I am. And we know what that faith entails. Throw gays off rooftops, marry off 9-year-old girls to 50-year-old men, force women into burqas, amputations, jizyas, and the list goes on. Now, to be clear, I don't know what her specific views are on any of these given topics yet, but I do know this. These types are far more dangerous because their true objectives are never on their tongues. They're patient. They're strategic. So for now, we wait. We wait for her to slip up. Okay, meet former MP Chaudhry Mohammad Sarwar, the first Muslim MP in the UK elected in 1997 for Glasgow. A big breakthrough, and probably the beginning of Britain's slow demise. After retiring from UK politics in 2010, he packed his bags and went back to his country of birth, Pakistan. There he served as the governor of Punjab, not once, but twice, from 2013 to 2015, and again from 2018 to 2022 under Imran Khan. Now, apparently he renounced his UK citizenship to serve his homeland. I say apparently because there's no real public confirmation, only the rule that you can't hold public office in Pakistan if you are a dual national. So either he genuinely gave it up, or he lied. But now, he's back in Britain. And guess what? He's demanding blasphemy laws in the UK.
And inshallah, time will come that there will be a law in place all over the world that there can be no disrespect to our beloved Holy Prophet Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And lastly, I want to say, as brother Imam Qasim has said, that we love our beloved Prophet more than our parents, than our daughters, than our sisters, than our sons. So there is no way. The message is loud and clear from the people in Glasgow, Scotland, and 1.5 billion Muslims all over the world, that any disrespect to our beloved Prophet and any burning of Holy Quran will be unacceptable, intolerable, and the Muslims will not tolerate this. And inshallah, I am sure that we'll be able to pass the law with United Nations and with European Union that in future, if anybody commits this crime, they will be prosecuted and brought to justice.
Now, that was the first generation. Meet his son, Anas Sarwar. He succeeded him as MP for Glasgow, and today he's the leader of Scottish Labour and possibly the next First Minister of Scotland. As if Scotland hadn't just dodged a racist Pakistani in Hamza Yusuf.
The Lord Justice Clerk, white. Every High Court judge, white. The Lord Advocate, white, 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 white. The head of the Faculty of Advocates, white, white.
Yeah, that guy. But the future of Scotland isn't looking any brighter. You want to know the views of Scotland's potential next First Minister?
We will only truly get real power if we just have more Pakistanis sitting in council chambers and parliaments, but actually having more Pakistanis and South Asians sitting in the corridors of power making the decisions. And that's where I'll end tonight, is to say the change is coming. And the days where our South Asian community are viewed as a vote bank or a curry bank are well and truly gone. The days where South Asian communities get to lead political parties and get to lead countries is now upon us. The days when South Asian communities get to decide not just which school our children go to, but what they are taught in those schools is also coming.
There you go. He wants more Pakistanis in the corridors of British power. Why? His father's already told you they want blasphemy laws in Britain. They want to regulate your speech, criminalize your opinions, and arrest you. Well, as if it's not already happening. And he wants Pakistanis to decide what your children are taught in British schools. Oops, told you. That Taliban-looking guy or someone just like him will be made permanent while you enjoy your peaceful slumber. This is a country of Oxford and Cambridge, a country that gave the world Sir Isaac Newton, Charles Darwin, Stephen Hawking, David Hume, John Locke, Adam Smith. And this is what is being reduced to? I've made many disparaging comments lately about Britain. Like, it's fallen, it's a shithole, it's lost forever. But know this, I do not say it with jest. I do not say it with glee. I say it with a broken heart. I mean, a part of me still refuses to believe that one of the greatest countries or civilizations, or whatever you want to call it, the world has ever known could fall so easily to a medieval, primitive, barbaric horde, aided and abetted by woke, lefty, Marxist lunatics. Surely it can't happen, right? Surely at some point the British public will wake up and say, no, 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 we've gone too far. That's why I said at the start, those who stand for nothing fall for anything. Because if you want to save Britain, you have to stand up for Britain. Stand up for her values. Stand up for her traditions. Stand up for her culture. You can't take her for granted. I heard somewhere that nearly 10,000 millionaires have left Britain. Britain is dying. One of the greatest countries that exported one of the greatest civilizations to the rest of the world is dying. Who would have thought that Hitler and his Luftwaffe couldn't defeat Britain, but clowns with colored hair and Islamists with bushy beards could? It's sad. It truly is heartbreaking. This is a catastrophe unfolding right before our eyes in slow motion.